All right. All right. All right. So today is the 19th of September, 2023. Nice to have you guys joining us. Let's see. Hi, Santa07. Nice to have you with us. So, just so you guys know, things have been pretty crazy on my end. Just a heads up as to why things might not be as smooth as usual. I have to use my phone for internet as internet hasn't worked at my house for 2 days. I'm not sweating like the last few times I've been doing my show because the AC hasn't been working, the air conditioning, because I have all the windows open and the door to the apartment, to the hallway that has windows open. And I'm looking to move because last night we had to have, without AC, we had all the windows open, and my daughter woke up to a bat dive bombing on her in the room. Yeah, a little flying mouse got into our apartment and decided to join in on the fun. So that was interesting. So I just didn't sleep very well, and it's been really hot, and I'm having internet issues. So at some point, maybe the repair people for the air conditioning or the internet will show up during the live show. This is in French we call this les aléas du direct. It's like the things that can go wrong during a live show. So it's just a heads up that these crazy things could happen. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, looking forward to the news today. There's some interesting stuff going on in our world. I want to say in our crypto world. So yesterday we talked about the Bank of England's possible interest hike, posing a risk of over tightening, and we talked about some people criticizing Binance for sending $3 million of BNB donations to Morocco earthquake victims. Let's use CZ's defense. Binance charity pledges $3 million in Binance coin for earthquake relief in Morocco. Critics labeled the donation as a PR stunt, arguing that essentials like food and water should be prioritized over cryptocurrency. CZ defends the focus on current users, citing their familiarity with crypto transactions and the unique advantages of speed and transparency. And I'd like to add something to this from my personal experience, because I used to live in Kharkiv, Ukraine, and when the Russian invasion happened, and I needed to get money into the hands of people that were distributing food to other people, they needed to go buy it first. I used crypto, and actually I used Binance. The speed was amazing. At the time, I could use peer-to-peer because I was in Ukraine, or my account was Ukrainian. So I put my money onto platform, sent it to people directly in their currency, and they were able to go out and buy what they needed to get things to the people that needed it the most. So that was fascinating. All right, so let's look at the rest of this. Let's look at the other news. Hong Kong authorities arrest influencer in connection with JPEX issues. Hong Kong authorities have arrested a crypto influencer in connection to the JPEX liquidity issues, JPEX's role, and the wider cryptocurrency impacts. We'll only know in the long term. So a social media influencer has reportedly been apprehended by local authorities following investigations into the liquidity crisis that befell the exchange known as JPEX. So be careful what you do as a social media influencer. Skybridge Capital CEO leads bidding for SVB Capital. Skybridge Capital CEO Anthony Scaramucci is leading the bidding to acquire SVB Capital. Silicon Valley Bank moves to restructure its operations. So there's a lot going on here. Skybridge Capital manages assets totaling approximately $1.8 billion, with a significant portion, around $580 million, allocated to cryptocurrencies and digital asset-related investments. This indicates a strong interest in the digital financial landscape on Skybridge Capital's part, aligning with the evolving trends in the financial industry. There are people in the hallway in the apartment building talking. I don't know what's going on. Kazakhstan forms new agency to oversee its CBDC implementation. Kazakhstan has announced the formation of a new agency that will oversee its CBDC operations, crypto, and the future of financial inclusion in the country. Let's see. It's going to be called the NPC. What? Oh, okay, no. That's the National Payment Corporation. Okay. The National Bank of the Republic of Kazakhstan, NBK, announced the establishment on the 15th of September of the new entity called the National Payment Corporation, which will play a pivotal role in this ambitious initiative. The NPC will be built upon the foundation of the former Kazakh Center for Interbank Payments and will assume responsibility for overseeing various aspects of the national payment system. Interesting. One of the primary objectives of the Digital Tenge project is to foster collaboration between conventional financial systems and the world of DeFi. The synergy. Someone smoking in the hallway? Just a second. I don't like being poisoned. I closed the door. That was their goal. They achieved it. One of the primary. I might have to close the windows too. Man, that smells bad. Can access financial services and participate in international trade. The Digital Tenge is envisioned as a digital representation of the national currency, designed to operate seamlessly in the digital realm. We'll see how Kazakh CBDC goes. If they follow more of a Chinese, Russian way of doing it, or if they go their own route, that'll be very interesting to see. Hi, Kantgi. Nice to have you with us. Hi, Malik4800. Nice to have you with us as well. Kantgi, I remember you were the first one to say something yesterday as well. That's pretty funny. That's 2 days in a row now. Let's see. British Columbia Court approves HUT 8 and USBTC merger for new entity. The Supreme Court of British Columbia has sanctioned the merger between Canadian Bitcoin mining company HUT 8 and US Bitcoin. The merger will result in the formation of HUT 8 Corporation, a publicly traded company in the US. New HUT shares will be traded under the HUT ticker on the NASDAQ and Toronto stock exchanges. That's cool. That's going to be a big North American entity. I'm American, so I see Canadian and American stuff going together pretty easily. I do know there's some Canadians that don't like that. The U.S. is such a big country and such a strong economy, and right next to it's supposed to be allies. But anyhow, things happen. Europol sounds alarm on rising criminal activities in DeFi and NFT sectors. Oh no. Europol's recent report praises blockchain technology for its security, but raises concerns about increasing criminal activities in the decentralized finance and non-fungible token sectors. Interesting. The lack of regulation in DeFi platforms has made them a haven for economic crimes like money laundering, while the instant trading features of NFTs also pose significant risks. Europol emphasizes the need for international cooperation, proactive measures, and public-private partnerships to combat these evolving financial crimes effectively. We'll see how that goes. Citi unveils blockchain-based token services to revolutionize institutional finance. Okay. Citi Treasury and Trade Solutions has launched Citi Token Services, a blockchain-based platform aimed at revolutionizing cash management and trade finance for institutional clients. The service enables instant payments and 24/7 liquidity transfers, significantly reducing transaction times and operational friction. The platform is part of Citi's broader strategy to integrate digital technologies into existing financial systems, implementing its work on the regulated liability network for interoperable digital asset solutions. We'll see how that goes in the future. Malta revamps crypto regulations in anticipation of EU's MiCA laws. Malta's Financial Services Authority, MFSA, has updated its crypto regulations to align with the European Union's upcoming markets and crypto assets laws, set to be enacted in December 2024. I still need to read these. I keep forgetting. Markets and crypto assets. Actually, we can do a show on that sometime. That would be fascinating. I mean, for people interested in regulations, I probably wouldn't do it under the trade area here. The revised guidelines grant the MFSA more oversight capabilities, including the authority to object to IT auditor appointments and mandate external IT audits. They also introduce contingency planning requirements for virtual financial assets providers. Notable changes to the VFA rulebook include the removal of the system audit requirement, reduced capital requirements for certain license holders, and the elimination of professional indemnity insurance requirements. Fascinating. Canto blockchain migrates to Ethereum's layer 2, leveraging Polygon's technology to revolutionize neofinance. Canto, layer 1 blockchain, is migrating to Ethereum's layer 2 with the aid of Polygon's chain development kit, aiming to focus on real-world assets and contribute to a neo-finance future. The migration will allow Canto to be part of a unified ecosystem connected to Ethereum, enhancing user security through best-in-class zero-knowledge proofs and promoting permissionless sovereignty and public liquidity. That's an interesting move. I think that's the second time in a few months I've seen so many become a layer 2 from being a layer 1. The other one wasn't on Ethereum, though. I think it was on something else. SEC raises concern over Kefu's involvement with Binance. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but let's see if we can get more into detail today. The US SEC adds troubles to Binance with the recently filed motion to allow the inspection of Binance.us and its supposed shadow partnership with Kefu. The SEC describes Binance's CEO, Zhao, as an individual who views himself as above the law and not limited to the confines of any jurisdiction. SEC claims that the new platform, Kefu, is simply a rebrand of Binance Custody and serving the parent company currently being used to transfer money belonging to investors out of the country, contrary to an agreement both parties had. That's a big blame thing there. Oh, hi guys. Hi, Mustafa 2007, Ale Soot, anonymous user 1DC97. Hello. Hi, Binance user FD0D3. Check in chat if they have boxes for you. Usually they post the names and stuff. I don't do boxes. All right, where was that? There it is. Blockchain Capital raises $580 million for a new era in crypto investments. Yikes. Blockchain Capital has closed 2 new funds totaling $580 million, focusing on sectors like decentralized finance, centralized infrastructure, and gaming. The venture capital firm's limited partners include strategic players like Visa and PayPal and long-term committed capital from university endowments and sovereign wealth funds. Despite the significant new funding, Blockchain Capital's general partner, Spencer Bogart, stated that the firm has no plans to diversify into other sectors like AI or to continually increase fund sizes. That's interesting. Blockchain Capital. 9 U.S. senators rally behind Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act. Okay. 9 U.S. senators have thrown their weight behind Senator Elizabeth Warren's Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act, Senator Warren welcomed the support of her fellow senators, highlighting the strength and determination of their coalition. Senator Warren has been a vocal advocate for closing what she refers to as a $50 billion crypto tax gap. Which are the 9? So the 9 senators are prominent Democratic Party senators include Gary Peters, Dick Durbin, Tina Smith, Jane Shaheen, Bob Casey, Richard Blumenthal, Michael Bennet, and Catherine Cortez Masto. Independent Senator Angus King has also joined this bipartisan coalition. How is it bipartisan if they're only Democrats and an independent? Bring a diverse group of lawmakers under the same umbrella. Let's see let me count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not bipartisan if you have one independent. There's no Republican. That's not how bipartisan works in the U.S. Notably, Gary Peters chairs the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, while Dick Durbin serves as the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee. This backing signifies a united front in the Senate to tackle the challenges posed by digital assets and their potential use in money laundering activities. They keep calling it a bipartisan bill. Who else is with Senator Warren from before? Anyhow, there's something strange about this. I'm gonna have to look. Normally, you co-sponsor a bill with somebody from the other side of the aisle, like a Republican and a Democrat usually co-sponsor a bill together. So maybe that's why they're saying it's bipartisan. She co-sponsored it with somebody else, and 8 Democrats and 1 independent joined. The reason King is an independent is because he doesn't support some of the craziest or more extreme views on the Democratic side of the aisle. And he was a Democrat before, if I'm not mistaken, and left because he got too much backlash for disagreeing with some basic things from memory. I'd have to look it up to get the weeds about it. The New York DFS updates its regulation guidelines. The New York Department of Financial Services has announced the new rules on listing various cryptocurrencies on its green list, while delisting Doge, LTC, and XRP. The green list comprised 25 tokens before today's announcement, which had been approved for listing, custody, or both. The department has played a strict supervisory role during the current bear market, and as a result, a $100 million settlement was imposed on Coinbase for non-compliance earlier this year. This is the New York Department of Financial Services. The NYDFS is now asking the public for feedback on its new regulatory requirements on crypto firms within the USA. Shouldn't they only have jurisdiction in New York? Yeah, it does become like a big discussion if one state starts imposing laws other states don't have. Yeah, that becomes a big debate everywhere in the country at that point. Banks team up against tech giants. Details. So in the ever-evolving landscape of finance and technology, it seems the banking giants are finally rolling up their sleeves to take on the tech juggernauts. The emergence of Paze, a new mobile wallet, stands as a testament to the escalating tussle between age-old institutions and modern-day disruptors. So America's banking behemoths, including JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, are gearing up to make waves in 2023 with the introduction of Paze, P-A-Z-E. This mobile wallet isn't just another fleeting financial experiment, it's a deliberate strategy driven by a consortium. Early warning services, the force behind the widely adopted payments app Zelle, is at the helm. And with a direct line to the credit and debit card accounts of a staggering 150 million customers, they're not playing around. But why now? Isn't it a tad late to the party? The reality is, as tech giants like Apple, Google, and even Elon Musk's X, yep, the one you knew as Twitter, continue to dip their toes in the lucrative realm of banking, established banks are feeling the squeeze. The popularity of platforms like Apple Pay, with its staggering growth from 60 million users to 500 million in just 5 years, has ruffled more than a few feathers in the banking sector. Yeah, they probably feel like they're missing out. They want their part of the pie. That makes sense. I can't blame them for that. Plus, more competition will be good for everyone, potentially. China's data laws under suspicion by the EU. As they probably should be. EU businesses are wary of China's ambiguous data laws and lengthy processes. China's expanded counter-espionage law remains undefined in crucial areas, causing uncertainty. President Xi Jinping's focus on national security adds to the confusion for foreign firms. Yeah, I bet it does. That's probably done on purpose. U.S. hope in China hits all-time low, but why? I could explain that outside of crypto, but U.S. business optimism in China hits a historic low with only 52% of firms hopeful about their 5-year outlook. This pessimism is not just pandemic related, there were already underlying issues. Major concerns include geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China's economic slowdown. Yes. Yes, China threatening Taiwan, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and a bunch of other countries in the region. And supporting North Korea and dropping sanctions on North Korea with Russia. Helping out Russia in their invasion of Ukraine. I could go on and on and on about the geopolitical reasons why there's a huge breakdown of trust, let's put it that way. How this crypto turmoil showcases its true potential. Let's see, what's this about? The crypto industry has faced significant challenges, notably the FTX collapse and regulatory scrutiny on major players like Binance and Coinbase. Despite these setbacks, blockchain technology, especially tokenization, is still showing promise in the finance sector. AI advancements in finance could complement, not compete with, blockchain security strengths. Would be interesting to see how that works. Tom Emmer on crypto's role in 2024 election. As the 2024 election creeps closer, crypto isn't merely lurking in the shadows of U.S. politics. Tom Emmer, the majority whip of the United States House of Representatives and a staunch crypto advocate, believes that many electoral candidates might be sleeping on a politically charged ticking bomb, the digital asset world, and the waves it's making in both state and federal politics. Yeah, it's going to be huge. U.S. politics, much like most facets of American life, is experiencing a generational tug of war. On one side, you have a younger, more technologically savvy cohort that understands and values the privacy and autonomy that cryptocurrencies offer. On the opposite end, well, part of a generation. On the opposite end are the seasoned lawmakers who seem lost in the digital jargon, potentially crafting policies that might stifle the very innovation that crypto embodies. Tom Emmer strongly feels this generational chasm might lead to a political backlash. He envisions a future where voters could challenge policies that threaten the digital realm. By doing so, they would effectively eliminate legislators who remain out of touch with the realities of our digital age. This isn't some vague dystopian vision either. At least 6 candidates gunning for office in the 2024 election have already vocalized their stances on central bank digital currencies. There's a lot going on. Yep. CBDC opposition gains momentum as Congressman Rudolph Yakim backs bill. Congressman Rudolph Yakim supports Tom Emmer's CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act, emphasizing the need to prioritize Americans' financial privacy. Tom Emmer remains a staunch advocate for cryptocurrency, criticizing the U.S. SEC's approach to crypto entities like Ripple, Binance, and Coinbase. Interesting. So that's Rudolph Yakim of Indiana. Oh, yeah. I actually think he represents my district. I totally forgot about that. I think he replaced the woman from before because she died in a car crash right before the election. Very suspicious. With most of her campaign team. Anyhow. Alameda Research's continued battle with Grayscale Investments. Alameda Research challenges Grayscale over fee structures and redemption bans, alleging a 90% devaluation of their shares. Grayscale's recent court victory against the SEC might make the crypto firm's redemption requests moot if GBTC converts to an ETF. There's a lot going on in that. Canada's economy is shrinking, housing crisis and negative amortization add strain. Canada's economy unexpectedly shrunk in the second quarter, driven by reduced housing investment and household spending. I can explain that in a second. About 20% of outstanding mortgages at major Canadian banks are experiencing negative amortization, totaling around $130 billion. Canada is facing a severe affordable housing crisis, and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland emphasized the need for a collaborative effort to solve the crisis. So in Canada, they've had such a housing crisis, and the housing prices have skyrocketed so much that they banned the possibility for foreign individuals or people that aren't accredited Canadian investors to invest in real estate in Canada, be it commercial or residential, it doesn't matter. So I'm not Canadian, I'm French American. I might as well be Canadian from Quebec or something, but I can't invest in Canada's real estate at all, because this is how the Trudeau government tried to fix the problem with the housing crisis. It seems like a lot of it has to do with new green regulation and other rules about building houses and things. There's a lot going on in that. There are a lot of underlying reasons and regulations that are causing this problem. Let's take a look at chat. Hi, Oko76. Akturkim HMD11. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to read that all together. Hi, Batata user F9768. I don't know what language that was up there. Hi, Moniruzaman 1998. Binance user 0EE56. And new user crypto. Thanks for the coffee. Am I that slow right now? Yeah, I'll pick up the pace. Sorry about that. U.S. national debt skyrockets to $33 trillion. Yeah, it's been in the making for a while. The U.S. national debt reached a record high of $33.04 trillion, according to Treasury Department data, raising concerns amid a looming government shutdown at the end of September. That's not going to happen. The cost of servicing the debt is expected to triple by 2032 due to rising interest rates, potentially surpassing the U.S.'s spending on major programs like Social Security and Medicare by 2053. Political divisions persist as House Republicans propose a short-term funding plan, which has already encountered intra-party opposition, increasing the risk of a fiscal crisis. This happens every 6 months in the U.S. in the last 10 to 15 years, at least. So it's not a big deal. They just make it a big deal. U.S. diplomatic intervention prevents arrest of WorldCoin leaders in Kenya. Strange. U.S. government intervenes to prevent the arrest of WorldCoin co-founders in Kenya amid rising concerns over the project's operations. Why? In a surprising revelation, Kenya's Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki disclosed that the U.S. government played a pivotal role in thwarting the arrest of WorldCoin co-founders in Kenya. The incident underscores the heightened sensitivity surrounding digital currency initiatives, especially those involving data collection from participants. As Professor Kindiki testified before an ad hoc committee of the Kenyan National Assembly, which is currently delving into WorldCoin's Kenyan operations, he shed light on the complex legal and diplomatic machinations at play. The committee, chaired by Narok West MP Gabriel Tongoyo, seeks to understand the depth and breadth of the coin's activities within Kenyan borders. As the drama unfolded, it was found that the attempts were made to detain 2 American citizens associated with the project, Mr. Blanya, an executive of WorldCoin, and Mr. Thomas Scott, the legal spokesperson for Tools for Humanity, as they were trying to leave Kenya through the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. But in a dramatic turn of events, the U.S. government stepped in. They put forth a compelling argument that the duo had not been proven guilty of any legal wrongdoing, and that detaining them without solid grounds would violate the principles of due process. That's interesting. So I hope the U.S. government will do this for me someday if I ever need to get out of a country. Interesting. U.S. diplomatic intervention for WorldCoin folks. That's interesting. I wonder. I wonder if there's some government ties to WorldCoin. I hope not. Thailand's new tax regulations impacting residents' overseas income, including crypto gains. The Revenue Department of Thailand is set to implement significant changes to its tax regulations, targeting individuals residing in the country for more than 180 days. The regulation will affect residents engaged in foreign stock market trading through foreign brokerages, cryptocurrency traders, and Thais holding offshore accounts. Interesting. That makes sense. UK House of Lords nears final approval for bill targeting illicit crypto usage. So we're getting near the end of this saga. The Economic Crime and Corporate Transparency Bill has reached the final stages of approval in the House of Lords. The primary emphasis has been on identifying and addressing monetary gains derived from fraud. The bill is now on the cusp of receiving final approval in the UK Parliament. So we'll see how that affects crypto in the end. Solana co-founder urges comprehensive crypto regulations for U.S. leadership in blockchain and Web3. He's joining a long list of people saying the same thing. Anatoly Yakovenko, co-founder of Solana Labs, called for the government's active involvement and cooperation in fostering blockchain technologies development. Yakovenko noted that one significant obstacle preventing lawmakers from fully engaging with crypto is the ethical rules governing their actions. I wonder what he means by that. All right, so we've gone through the news. I'm going to look at chat real quick before I go into looking at cryptocurrencies. Hello, Anonymous0001. Hi, Money Rosaman, 1998. You've been up here recently. Nice to have you with us. Hi, 2000 Ma, and welcome to the show, Binance 12 Love. If you like what we do here, where we go over like crypto news, talk about it, and you can actually comment, and if you comment which story you're talking about in your comment, makes it easier, because right now I'm on a laptop, so I only have one screen. So I can't read the news and look at your comments at the same time. I have to jump back and forth. If you tell me exactly what story you're talking about, like the U.S. interest rates changing, and then you say what you have to say, it helps a lot. I have seen people say neat, and I just went through 3 different articles, and like they concern 5 different countries doing 6 different things. And I'm very confused as to what they're talking about. But that's just, it's fun to have some like back and forth with you guys. Another thing I wanted to say is make sure you subscribe so you get the notifications when we go live. I'm going to be doing, try to be a bit more creative about shows, maybe outside our regular time. We will be having some interviews and other things like that as well. So that gives you an idea. All right, let's get back to, we have news. PayPal releases PYUSD report amid stablecoin market decline. Let's take a look. PayPal has released its first PYUSD report as the stablecoin market battles with decline, challenges, and slow adoption in the stablecoin market. So it disclosed that it held $45.3 million in assets supporting PYUSD by the end of the previous month. So that's the end of August. That's $44.3 million of PYUSD in circulation. Wow. So $1.5 million in cash deposits backing it. The majority of its reserves were in the form of reverse repurchase agreements collateralized with U.S. Treasuries, totaling $43.8 million. These reverse repurchase agreements essentially involve one institution selling securities to another with the expectation of repurchasing them at a later date, typically at a higher price. Interesting. Paxos emphasizes that these agreements involve trades with reputable financial institutions and have an overnight maturity, reducing the risk of significant loss. Stablecoins, as digital assets pegged to the value of a sovereign currency like the US dollar, often rely on a combination of liquid assets such as cash and government debt to maintain stability. So it doesn't seem It doesn't seem much more backed than some of the more traditional ones we've had, like USDC, USDT. It doesn't seem that way. I'd have to like dive into the details to know, but that's interesting that they're following kind of along the same lines as some of the other precursors. They haven't really innovated in how they do it. It's just that they're PayPal, and so they're a well-known like Web2 brand, I guess. Interesting, very interesting. Let's take a look at CoinMarketCap and look over the prices for today. I wonder if any of you guys use PYUSD. Curious. So let's see. Today we have the Fear and Greed Index is at 39. It's up 1 point from yesterday. Yesterday was 38. Let's see what's happened in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin is down 0.51%. What? How are we doing better in the Fear and Greed Index if Bitcoin's down? It's not down much. 0.51% is nothing. So it's $27,184.30. That's all right. It's pretty good compared to what it was last week. Ethereum, $1,646.39, down 0.84% in the last 24 hours. BNB is at $218.51, down 0.45% in the last 24 hours. XRP is at 50 cents 96, up 1.47% in the last 24 hours. Cardano's ADA is at 0.92%, up 25 cents 61. Dogecoin is at 6 cents 274, up 0.31% in the last 24 hours. And TON is down 0.31% to $2.47. Now wait a second. TON is up 42.07% in the last 7 days. That's pretty good. That's a nice indicator for them. And then Sol from Solana is up 11.08% in the last 7 days to $20.03, up 0.85% in the last 24 hours. So let's look at the biggest winners in the last 24 hours. We got GMX up 4.18% to $35.89. Oasis Networks Rose, ROSE, is up 4.06% to 4 cents 368. Conflux's CFX is up 2.66% to 12 cents 58. And if it's not going up more than 3%, I usually don't read it. But today, there are only two more that are up more than 2%. That's NEO, 2.64% up in the last 24 hours to $7.65. The Graph up 2.21% in the last 24 hours to 8 cents 947. Let's look at the biggest losers in the last 24 hours. Wow, nothing more than 3% down. Aptos APT leads the downward folks for the last 24 hours, down 2.91% at $5.20 per token. XCC from eCash is down 2.29% to 2642, 5 slots past the decimal point. Runes Thorchain is down 2.18% to $1.91. And that's everything that's down 2%. That's only 3. So it's looking, something's happening. It looks like that's all I want to say about that. Let's look at the biggest volumes in the last 24 hours. USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, XRP. Seeing some interesting trends here in Bitcoin recently. And Ethereum's following the same trend. XRP is kind of, but it's different. It's actually quite different, the trends on the graphs here. BNB is following the same trend as Ethereum and Bitcoin. Litecoin and XRP seem to be in the same trends with each other. Same with Solana. They're like on a separate. There's something going on here between the highs that's different for some currencies or others. Not going to try to explain it. I'm just pointing it out. Polygon, Dogecoin are following very closely with the BTC and Ethereum looking trends. Interesting. I'm seeing a lot of green on the right here. That just, yeah. We might be getting out of the worst of the fear, or we might be, I don't know. We'll see. It's only the 19th of September. I'm seeing more and more people, including VCs and blockchain companies, talking about how, just from my conversations, talking about how they think the bull run is going to start in November, like it does every 4 years. I'm not sure if that's accurate, if that's going to happen, if that's an accurate analysis of anything that's happened before. This is not investment or financial advice at all. Just throwing out things that I'm hearing in the crypto space from conversations I'm having with people. Some of them pretty high up in their organizations, in some big name places that I will remain nameless for now. Working on getting some scoops we can post out here. Anyhow, so that's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna check the chat and see who I haven't said hello to today, or GM too, I guess, if you're one of those people. Hi, Crazy Dave. Sorry, I did the things backwards. Hi, Binance user 1C55D. Nice to have you with us. Hi, DRRO25. Thank you for joining. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show, and the subscription, so you can jump on next time we have something. Sometimes I just play a game and talk with you guys about crypto, if you're up for that. All right, have a great day. Have a great Tuesday. Bye.